Black Ops, Tactical Espionage Wargaming. We're playing through the third scenario in an ongoing espionage campaign, played out using this excellent Osprey Wargames wargame, written by Guy Bowers. In today's episode, our horrible, terrible, very bad, no good red hats. The game uses card activation. Look at this. I've got actual playing cards. So the red cards are for the guys wearing the red hats, and as you'll see in a minute, the black cards are for the guys wearing the black hats. And of course, the guys in the black hats are the government agents, so they are obviously the good guys who have never done anything wrong ever in the history of government. They are looking, these guys here, the red hats, are looking to demonstrate that a crisis that has been ginned up by the mad Dr. Faustus, and which he has used to take over the federal government and micromanage the lives of every single citizen, is fake. That crisis ain't even real. But to do that, they need the help of the mysterious hacker known as Faux Urchin, and in order to secure the help of that mysterious and powerful hacker, they need to make anime real. Fortunately, the good guys, that's the government, we're going to look at those forces here in just a second, have the technology. The Red Hats just have to steal it. So today they're going to break into a research facility, steal the tech, and get back out. Or maybe they'll fail, and we'll get to play another game. So let's take a look at these guys here. Over here on the left side of the screen is our Red Hats. And today I have built this team using the Militia Warband from the rulebook with a couple of little tweaks to try to make it a 60-point force here that's trying to break into the factory. And you've got the leader, Ron Wildcard. He's got an attack and a melee of 4. He's got a dedication of 4, and he saves on a 4. All these numbers are 4-ups. All of the rest of these guys are mooks. They are militia mooks who hit and fight and save on a 5. They have a 4 for their dedication. They're all packing, now all of these guys are packing personal defense weapons. It's going to be nothing but Uzis and submachine guns today. Ron here has a pistol, and I think that's it. He is also tough. He is breaking and entering. He's an intimidating guy, and I think that's about it for him. Now, these two fellers over here, these are the technicians who the Red Hats, they are sympathetic to the Red Hat cause, and if you'll notice here, I'm going to bring this guy real close. This is, one of my favorite YouTube channels is the Solo Wargaming Show. So this brother right here, this is DC Ware. With apologies, DC, if you die while you're trying to make anime real today, then, I apologize in advance for that. So DC, and then this other guy here with the glasses is just a nameless nerd. Here are the guards. I'm using SWAT team figures because I needed a lot of them. Again, it's a 60-point force. You've got your ace. This is Ray Getard, who suspects that the Red Hats want to make anime real. And then he's got a total of 8 guards that are going to be serving him. Ray has 4s across the board on his profile. He is wearing body armor. He's a leader. The rest of these guys shoot and fight on a 5. They have a 4 dedication. And then they are wearing body armor and they're tough. So they are going to make their saves on a 3-up. I'm actually going to break these guys into 3 separate forces. It's going to be 3 guys are going to be on guard duty. 4 of these guys are going to be hanging out in the guard shack, and then one of these guys is going to be in the central office with Ray. We're going to go from the outside in. Notice that we have a compound that is largely fenced. The trees are individual trees that block line of sight and provide cover. We've got a couple of terrain items here that are static. The rocks provide cover. And then you see the trees around here. We've got, now this building right here is our guard shack. 4 guards are going to be in there until the alarm is sounded. Once the alarm is raised by Ray, then they can come out and they can defend the facility. Until then, let's go over a little bit more terrain here. We've got some cars. We've got 2 gates. There's one here and there's one down here that you'll see in a minute. Opening the gate requires a breaking and entering action. Alternatively, you can jump over the gate. These guys can open the gate on any action. They don't have to hack. The only guy that has the breaking and entering skill, mind you, is Ron Wildcard, is the leader of the Red Hats. We've got some, what else do we got here? We got some hedges down here that are soft cover, and then of course you can see the rest of the fence. Now notice that the fence doesn't extend beyond this area. We are going to put one of our guards in front of the door. He's going to be static and he's going to stand there, and that's it. All we're going to do is check if he has a reason to be suspicious, then he'll move. Otherwise, he's just going to stand there, and I think on every activation, we'll just roll a d6, and on a 1, he'll turn to face that way, on a 6 that way. Anything else, he just continues looking forward. These other two guys are going to be walking a circuit. We'll circle back around to that. And then this is the office building where you can see Ray is talking to one of the guards. The difficulty here for the Red Hats is that this server room is the room they need to get to in order to hack the files and make anime real. The guard who is in the building is going to walk this circuit right here. I guess I should also point out, the raised areas here and here are balconies that you can stand there and you can see out. Those are the only windows. There is a door here, and there is a large rolling door there. Passing through this, opening the door, causes a noise marker. There's also a vent that our bad guys can sneak into over here. Remember, climbing causes noise markers for everybody that does it. Going back to the actual guards here, the red die is going to be for inside, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The black die is for the guy on the outside. They're both going to start down here, and then the other question is going to be, which direction are they walking? On an even number, it's going to be clockwise. On an odd number, it's going to be counterclockwise. So they're both odd numbers. They're both walking counterclockwise. So we'll put one of our guards right here in the building, and we'll put the other guy down over here, and he is also going to be making a circuit counterclockwise. Anytime I draw blackjack, those guys are going to move, and they're just going to keep walking around in each case, and they're going to move, I think we'll just call it an even 4 inches every time. You know, let's just do it 6 to keep it easy. 6 inches, and in particular, that's going to make it hard because he's going to be doing this circuit really quick. And again, it's just going to be, he's going to walk around here, and that's it. And likewise, I said, this guy is just, we're going to roll for him. It's going to be 1, 6, and anything else, he's just looking straight down the gate. In fact, if I back up here a little bit more, you can see, here's a little bit more cover, and then this is the road coming in, and again, this gate's for breaking and entering. Now let's talk about this vent over here, which provides a secret way to get into the base. It is on the 2nd floor, so you're going to need help climbing up there. There are 3 people that are going to be able to get through there. They're going to open it up. Once it's open, it's going to remain open for the remainder of the game, and that means that if a guard discovers that open, then he's going to race to sound the alarm. He'll immediately call out intruder alert, which drops a noise token, and then he will immediately run around this way. Well, we'll roll, because there's 2 doors to the office to alert Ray. He'll either go that way or he'll go that way. We'll figure it out when the time comes. Here they are hiding on the edge of the border. And by the way, as mentioned, the hackers are the only ones that can hack into the mainframe. It's going to require a total of 2 activations to find it. 2 by 1 or 1 by each of them to get the information. And then one of those guys has to exit the board with the information in order for the Red Hats to win the game. They will need assistance climbing up to the other window, to that 2nd window, so it's going to be a little bit tricky to time everything right, which is exactly the way any good heist is supposed to work. Precision timing, carefully laid out plans, and everything going pear-shaped about halfway through so that the plan never works as expected. So I'm going to cut these cards, and I'll be moving the cards around a little bit. You're just going to have to take my word for who's on top. And then we do have 2 guards on 2 pairs of mooks on either side. The red ace means that, oh, hey, by the way, just in case you're curious, the actual rules as written say you should use a 4x4 table. This compound should be 2 feet across, and that your guys can, your infiltrators can come in within 12 inches of the board. So what that means is that rules as written, you can actually start your infiltrators right at the fence. Me starting them on the edge of the table makes it a little harder for them. They're going to have to burn some actions. And like I said, but the good news is 6 inches puts our leader right there. And that's it. And because he advanced and didn't run, he didn't drop any noise markers. So our first jack drops, and we're going to roll for our first guard is in front of the compound, and on a 6, He's going to, oh, would you look at that? He's going to look straight over here. And that could be a problem. The alarm might be sounded a lot earlier than intended. But before we get to that, the guy inside of the circuit here is going to walk from here to here. And then he's going to slide 1.5 inches down this corridor. And he's facing this way. And then the guy on the outside who's walking along the fence is going to come around to right here. And now, because he's looking dead straight at these guys, he's going to say, hey, make a hide check. The rules call it an observation check. Oh, I should also point out, it's at nighttime, okay? So that means everybody gets an extra +1 to their, call it a -1 to their hide check. So that means he needs a 5 because they're further than 12 inches away. That drops to a 4. And then because they're behind this cover, that becomes a 3. So on a 4 and a 6, they are going to remain hidden, which is good for them. This would have been a really short game if they had blown it that soon out of the gate. Then it's going to be the Joker. So our leader now has the ability to give one action to anybody within 6 inches. So he's going to do that. He's going to order DC up to stand where he is, 6 inches for the advance. And then our red ace has an opportunity to act or to notice that there's something going on. There's no noise counters on the board, so that becomes negated. Now our red hats have an opportunity, and these idiots are going to go ahead and advance up to this corner here, and then he's going to be stuck kind of in the open. He doesn't have enough actions. I mean, he could run, but we don't want to mess around with noise counters. Likewise, we can advance. This one is going to advance over to here, and this guy over to here. And then we've got these 3 guys who can advance 6 inches up to there. He's going to be trailing a little bit. And then I like to go ahead and just measure it out like so. So that's where they end up for this action. Then the red ace, again, he doesn't have anything to do because there's no noise markers. Then our specialists get to go. So this specialist gets to go to here. And then we're done because somebody's going to have to give Ron a boost up so he can break and enter. Red Jack means we can put these guys exactly where we want them. We're going to stop here and here. And now we're going to drop a bunch of hidden markers. And that is these clear bases underneath the guys. They're not actually hovering. This guy's going to run up to here. And he's going to stop right there out of line of sight. I think we're hoping he'll turn so that this red hat can get out of the way. Black ace gets to go, so they're going to boost him up. Now, that is a climb check, and that means we're going to roll a d6. And on a 1 through 4, we're fine. On a 5, he fails. It doesn't work, and we have a noise counter that we need to drop on the board because he's just not getting any assistance. Oh, you know what I should do? Oh, yeah, our technicians are helping him. So that's it. We've got 1 noise counter. And then blackjack. Now, what happens here is a little bit unusual. We have a chart that we roll on. And for if we're hoping to roll low, or else the alarm is raised. Every noise marker adds 1 to the roll. So on the guard's turn, if they have a chance of hearing it. So for example, this guy is within 12 inches. So he might have heard that. And we're going to have to roll a d6 to see if he heard it. We're going to add 1 to the roll. And checking against the chart, it says he turns 90 degrees. On a d6, he turns left. Excuse me, he turns odds, turn left. Okay, so he's going to turn to his left, and he's going to look in here and say, oh, I thought I heard something in there. But maybe I didn't. And then everybody else is going to make their second advance. So that's 6 inches to here. And this guy is going to walk 6 inches over to there. I don't know, you probably can't see him way over there. This guard is now kind of halfway between the water tank and the container there. And then we'll come back here, because this is where all the action is so far. And you can see our guard right there. That's all they're going to do. You know, he might have a chance of hearing the commotion outside that vent as well. With the one noise... No, because he listens at the start of his turn, so he was too far away. We're going to cut all the listening ranges inside the building in half. Buildings are engineered to reduce noise. Black Ace gets to go, and he's just going to hold his move. He's not going to try to climb again because that guard is way too close. We could put him on reserve, but it's not going to be an issue. And then likewise, our technicians are just going to hold. They're all going to go hidden so that it makes it even harder for them to be noticed. And that is the end of turn 1. Noise counters go bye-bye after your next activation. So whoever made the noise, we got to remember which noise markers are due to who's bumbling about. That noise marker that's gone now should have disappeared when Ron went into Overwatch. So turn number 2 is going to be Black Ace. He has no chance of doing anything. Blackjacks get to go. And again, we'll roll for this guy here. And on a 3, he's going to turn around and go back to, well, I guess there's nothing. Meantime, the guy up here in the gallery is going to move 1 inch to here. He's going to make that turn, and he's going to move 4 inches to here. He's going to start walking down the steps. And the guy on the far side is going to move 5 and then 6. I think he's off camera, so let me just tilt up. And he is now, you can just barely see him right beyond that truck. And that's it for those guys. Now, because he has rounded the corner, we need to start making some notice me checks. He's a long ways away, and he's trying to see this guy over here. There's a chance. On a 6, he notices this guy. But that gets modified to a 5 for nighttime, a 4 because he's so far away, a 3 because he's behind this tree, and then 2 more down to 1 because he is hidden. The guys that are hidden have an additional -1. So only on a 1 will this guard notice this guy here. He did not. And we move on to the next turn. By the way, that roll will be it'll be +1 for every noise marker on the board. Now we're going to try to boost him up again. And he's going to have a 4, but you know, I should have pointed out, if you have assistance, there's a modifier to that. If 2 or more models are trying to climb, it's a -1, so that becomes a 3. Obstacle crossed, movement ends. But instead of obstacle cross movement ends, he has now been lifted up and he has climbed. So we're going to put a noisemaker down. Now he needs to break in, and if he breaks in, then he will wind up here. But that's going to take an activation. So red jacks get to go, and because this guy is now looking the wrong way, I'm going to move... See, I don't want to move this guy. He's just going to go hidden. You know, I take it back. Why don't we do this? Why don't we bring him back behind this tree? Oh, he's going to come behind the tree, and then if you move more than 3 inches, you can't go hidden. So that'll have to wait for the next activation, and that's really all I want to do with these guys. Red Joker means he can take an action, and he's going to try to do his breaking and entering. On a 6, he succeeds, so he winds up here, but now there are 2 noise markers. And I'm going to put this noise marker inside. So we now have outside and inside noises, and that's going to be separate. But we've made it in. So Blackjack's going to go, and I'm gutting him because he's so close to where the noise is. I'm going to roll for his reaction, and he's going to be at +1 on that reaction chart because of the noisemaker. So we roll a d6, and on a 3, the guard turns 90 degrees, moves 3 inches, well, whether he turns left or right. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move him 3 inches. 1, 2, 3. He's going to continue his circuit, but the question becomes, which way is he facing now? And on a evens, it'll be right. So he's going to turn to his right, and he's going to look inside the server room. Thought I heard something. We need to check for the guy at the front door. That's him right here. He's going to roll a 2, so he stays right where he is. And then the guy down there, is going to move his 6 inches along the border. That's going to put him right here. And he has an opportunity to see, well, he's still further than 12 inches away. So he's still investigating on a 1-up, but it's actually a 2-up, he'll notice. On a 1, he notices something is wrong. He has now identified the threat, and he can either shout intruder alert, or he can take a shot. And I can't find anywhere in the rules where it explains exactly what happens when you shout intruder alert. He's already moved 6 inches, so he's going to go ahead and he's got this hidden marker goes bye-bye because he spotted that guy. And then the difficulty that he has is he's shooting, and it might even be out of range for him. That's 12 inches, and it's about another 4. So the submachine gun that he's firing has an extreme range of 18 inches. I think all he can do is yell red alert. Because if he shoots, he is going to need an 8 to hit. And in order to hit on an 8 or higher, you got to drop 4 shots. 3 is the most he can shoot. So that's going to be it for him. He says intruder alert, and he is now completely under the Black Hat's control. But he's the only one for whom that's true. And the next card is the Black Ace, who now has an opportunity to say, oh, what the heck is going on? Now, he is only credited with having 1 noise marker because either he's listening indoors or outdoors. And with outdoors, you gotta have it because he's sitting in his office. So either way, he's only gonna add 1 to his roll. And on a 6, yeah, it's no good. He needs to have at least 2 noise markers. So our red ace now gets to go, and we're gonna move him 3 inches down, and he's going to go hidden because he only moved 3 inches. That guy's not looking the right direction. He can go ahead and hide. He's basically peeking around the corner, waiting for an opportunity to ambush somebody. That's all he's going to do. Our technicians now get to go, and I'm going to roll for these 2 guys. The red is going to be for DC, and the black one is going to be for the other guy. And DC jumps right on up. The other guy rolls a 5. Now, he did have some assistance, so he's going to go up as well. He's going to do the same thing. We'll call that 3 inches, and then, well, so he can move 3 inches as well. He's going to stop right there. Because he climbed, I'm not going to give him the option to go hidden. Then we're going to go with, queen number 2. Now, he can move 3 inches and stay hidden, so he's going to move, DC is going to move down to here and hide in this bedroom. And then this guy's going to sidle on over to, See, there's no back door into there, so I think what we'll do is we'll bring him over to here. Then it's going to be the Black Joker, and again, the leader does not have anything to do, so then it's going to be our Red Jacks. And this time, I'm going to bring some firepower into the building. The first thing I'm going to do is bring him over here, so he loses his hidden marker. How far away was he? He was 4 inches away. And I guess with an advance, because this is only, call it 1.5 inches high, then the other thing I'll do is bring him over. So these 2 fellas are going to try to climb, and the red is going to be the guy on the left, black is the guy on the right, and with a 5 and a 6. Oh, you know what, though? Now I think about it. When those technicians climbed up, these noisemakers went down, and then we should have a couple more noisemakers down there. It's getting a little loud over here, and the 5 and the 6 is not great. These guys are militia. They're not very good at climbing. They actually have a 6 and a 6. Model ends up prone. What the hell does that mean? I didn't even realize that was a thing in this game. I guess it costs 3 inches to stand up. Way to go, guys. Making all kinds of noise. But that is the end of the turn, so fortunately, all of the noisemakers go away. I don't like the fact that if you have the last card in the activation, you can make all the noise you want. It's going to go away in just a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the noise markers on for these idiots that fell down. And I'm going to add actually 1 for each of the climbing, and I'm going to leave another one because they fell down and made a lot of noise. But I did notice that when a guard yells intruder alert, he actually gets 2 of those noise markers put down. So we have a total of 5 noise markers outside to start this third turn of the game. Here's our deck of cards. I am going to just cut it at random, and our first activation is going to be the red jacks. So since I don't know, so I can't find, and I'm not going to spend 20 minutes combing through the rule books, these guys are going to have to spend 3 inches of movement to stand up. And these noisemakers are going to go away at the end of their turn. But they're both going to try to climb again, and with a 2 and a 3, they are going to be able to make it up to the second floor. It's a 3 and a 4 obstacle cross movement end, so all they can do is get to the top. So they are in the building now, and then we're going to drop down the 2 noise markers right there. So you can see this guy right here? He's actually going to go ahead and slide over 3 inches, and he's going to hide right here. And I think that's it for my, he can slide over 3 inches too. There's a nice hedge there. He's going to come take position, so he's got a clear line of sight, because as soon as those guys come out of that door, we're going to try to throw down some suppression fire and keep them from getting into the building. And I think that's it for the red jacks. Next up is going to be the black joker, who now has an opportunity to make an alert check, and he's going to roll a 7. We've got 4 noisemakers outside, so those get cut in half. And on a result of a 7, he says, "What was that noise?" He turns as necessary and moves 6 inches towards the closest enemy model. So he has not been alerted yet. The closest enemy model is going to be, well, I'm going to roll for this. On a 1, 2, 3, he's going to check this door, and on a 4, 5, 6, this one. So on a 4, 5, 6, he's going to come over here, and he's going to say, "Hey, what's going on out here?" And that's all he can do for right now. But he's getting warmer. These 2 guys have moved down, and they're ready to bust into the office over here once the balloon goes up. I slid him over a little bit more. He creeps along the hedge, and the hedge ends right here. With the cars in the way, I kind of think that's the best we can do. And that's it for red jacks. Then it's going to be that black ace, and we're going to roll a d6, and we're going to add 2 to that. So on a 5, so he is now activated as a guard, and on the 5, his reaction is going to be to turn 90 degrees and move 6 inches. So which way is he going to go? It's going to be 1, 2 on evens. It's going to be left. So he's going to turn to his right, and he's going to move. So that's turning this way. And then I guess he's going to, I guess there's nothing going on over there. I'll go see what's going on outside. So he's going to come to the rolling doors and open it up, and now there's no difference between inside and outside. With the garage door open, all the noise counters count. Next up, blackjacks get to go. He's going to say, "Hey, there's a problem." So he shouts, "We've got attackers." And then he's going to move, let's see, 6 inches. He's going to move up to here. And he's going to open fire on this guy, hiding behind the tree right there. He is going to be shooting at 12 inches. Okay, so 3 shots, rolling 6s, and he's going to miss all 3 times. Oh, he should have fired suppression fire. Oops. Yeah, that probably would have been smart. Oh, he probably could have gone hidden again to force him to make another observation check. Be that as it may, that's it for him. That's 3 more noise counters that are going to drop right where he's at. This guy now is going to make his check, and he's going to be, we're going to roll on the chart, and we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're on the opposite side of the building. Because it's on the opposite side of the building, it's right at about 10 inches. I'm going to say 2, 4, 6. We've got 7. I'm actually going to go ahead and roll the d6 and give him a bonus of 4 on that roll. That 5 means he's still kind of turns 90 degrees, moves 6 inches. 1, 2, 3, turns to the left. But now he's moving around. So now he turns to his right, and he moves 6 inches to, oh, he says, hey, what's going on over here? And then he is right in the face of these two guys, who probably should have been on guard so they could light him up. He's going to force him to make a height check, and he's going to notice both. Well, he can only do one. He's going to see if he notices this guy. And on a 2, he does not. Wait a minute. I got that backwards. He does notice this guy. Yeah, he does notice him because of all the noise counters, even halved. So he's going to fire 3 shots at this guy right here. And he's going to be hitting on... Well, first of all, he noticed him, so the hidden marker goes away. And he's going to be hitting on 5s. And I think that's it. So 2 hits, and this guy now is going to have to make 2 saves. And he fails one of them, so this guy goes down. He's out of the game. We put 3 more noise counters down where this guy's open fire. And then we have to check for the guy doing the circuit. And he's going to roll to see if he figures out what's going on. And with a 1, he has failed. And he still doesn't appreciate that he is in grave jeopardy, because on a Joker, I think everything is going according to plan. He's going to fire 3 shots at him, and it's going to be hitting on a 4. No, it's going to be 3s because the guy is unaware, and that's it. So he hits him twice, and now the guy has to make 2 saves. And he fails one of them. Remember, he saves on a 3-up, so he goes down and out of action. You are not going to be hidden anymore because you open fire. And it's going to be time for the technicians to go. With the path open, DC is going to move to here. This technician is going to be able to move, call it 1 inch, 4 inch. He's also going to be able to move to there. So we got our technicians into the mainframe room, and on their next activation, which is right now, they can attempt to do some hacking. They have to be in contact for 2 actions, and we're going to roll. They have a successful hacking roll on a 3-up. So on a 4, they got one of them, and on a 1, they failed to get the other. I'm making this harder than it needs to be for them. Blackjack, and what does a blackjack mean? Bear in mind, the guys in the guard shack are still not alerted. They're still not coming out. It means this guy down here is going to... Oh, he has to observe this guy yet. And then he's the only other one that can act. So he, hearing all the gunfire out... Wait a minute. You know, he dropped 3... We got to do this by the book. Because he dropped 3 noise markers. And as I said, it's going to be a total of... We've got 10 noisemakers on the board. The guy rolls a 6, so he comes completely under control of the player. He's going to move... Well... And he can't see those guys... So he's going to move to the nearest noisemakers, and he's going to pop out here, and that means he's going to, it's going to be 3 inches, and he's going to take shots at him. Now, he's got a submachine gun. He only moved 3 inches, so he is going to get all 3 shots. And what's the range on that? He is definitely within 12 and hitting on 6s. And he misses with all 3 shots. And then I guess, you know, because we're playing it by the book, he's going to drop 3 noisemakers down here. I mean, all this gunfire, I would think the guards would be alerted and come looking. And then, so he shot. So he shot, and then we'll do this guy shoots. These 3 noisemakers come off. A 1, 2, and a 2 is going to be 3 misses. And then, it's at this point, this is pointless. All 3 of our active guards have been alerted. Our ace is going to roll an 8 on his next turn, so he's going to be able to raise the alarm. And if he goes first, then they'll come out of their guard shack on the next turn. But we do have one more check down here to make. And with all of the noise markers again, he's going to be able to identify this guy, and he's going to be able to fire 3 shots. And he's going to be able to fire 4 shots because he didn't move. And at least those 3s might be a miss. He's hitting on 5s. There's no bonus for close range. Yeah, he's got 1 hit, so we'll roll for the save. And that save is going to be a failure, so this guy also goes down. And the hard part is going to be getting those techs out of there. But that's a question for another day. All 3 active mooks have gone. The ace now is going to raise the alarm, and he's going to come over to, where's he going to go? He can move 3 inches. He's going to call in, hey, raise the alarm, and now these guys can come out on their next activation. So red ace, he gets to go, and he's going to fire with his pistol. He gets 3 shots at this guy. But because he is, oh no, you know what he's going to do? He's going to drop down, he's firing at close range. He's going to drop suppression right here. 3 suppression markers at close range. He has not moved. He's going to be hitting on, I want to say that's 4s. So he drops 3 suppression. That's going to be 2 suppression markers on him. And basically he's just filling the hall with lead. So and because this leader is within 3 inches, they each have 1 suppression marker. That might be good, it might be bad, depending on how things go. The red ace, he gets to go again. So this time, instead of suppression, he's going to straight up target this guy, hitting on 5s, and he misses with all 3 shots. That's what you get. So we will shuffle. And I'll cut him. Black Joker. All right. He has to duck out of the way to remove this suppression marker. Red Joker. He's going to take 3 shots at this guy. Straight up. Now the guy he's hitting on 4s, and that guy is now going to have to make a save, and on a 2 he goes down. So the suppression goes away as well. Next up, Red Jack. Okay. This Red Jack is going to, where was he? He's going to move 4 inches to here. He's going to fire 3 shots, and he's going to suppress this doorway right here where Ray is hiding out. He moved, but it doesn't make a difference. He's got a light weapon. He is within 6 inches, so he is going to be hitting on 5s, and he gets 1 suppression marker, which is all he really needs. So Ray is going to have to face the music if he wants to stick his head out. The other fella is going to come around and take cover right there. And he's going to fire 3 suppression markers, hitting on 5s. He's going to drop 2 more right here through this door. And then I think, we've got a guy here that can take a shot and a guy here that can take a shot. It's gonna reveal both of them. So they're hiding behind the trees there. And they are going to take a total of 6 shots. Get rid of this guy. We're going to hopscotch him. He's going to come up to here. Well, he's going to, yeah, look. This guy moves to here while this guy moves to here. They've moved, but they're carrying with light weapons. So it's a bit of a wash this turn, but that's going to give them 6 shots They're hitting on 6s. And if we fire suppression, they're going to be hitting on 5s. So they get 1 suppression. That was a good call on this fella right here, who's either going to have to take the hit or withdraw. Who is going to open fire with 3 shots, and he's shooting to kill on this guy right here. Is he? Is he? No, because he needs to roll 7s to hit, which means those 3, he's only going to get 1 shot, and he's going to need a 6 to hit. He's going to fire 3 shots of suppression at this guy, hitting on 5s, and all of them miss. Now that's it for the red jacks. Now the red queens go, and we're going to do 2 more hacking. We're going to fail on both of them. So they still only have 1 success. They need to get that 2nd success. Now Ray has to decide what to do. He is going to take cover. He's going to have to wait till next turn to do anything. They're going to pin down pretty good. Now the queens get to go again. Here we go, guys. Come on now. Let's see. The red die is for DC. And another pair of 2s. Oh, you guys are awful. Who hired you? We slide over to here, and they can move a total of 9 inches. We'll put 2 of them over here. And we'll bring, let's see, 5 to there. 6, 7, 8. And I guess this guy can go straight over to here. So they're getting ready to bum rush this direction. Then we got this guy has to decide what he's going to do, and I don't think that flank is all that important. I think he's going to spend his activation ducking into cover, and that goes away. Then we have one more guy, and that's this mook right down here, who is engaged in a low-key firefight with him. It's gonna be, now let's see, he hasn't moved his light. It's gonna be beyond 6 inches. He is hitting on 5s. He's in cover, he's hitting on 6s. And he's shooting to kill. So that's 3 misses down there. And that is it for the blackjacks. At least until the next card comes up. Red jacks get to go. We got the same situation. He's going to be shooting, and because he's got a 5, 6, 7, he's shooting for suppression on him. Fails all 3. This red hat is going to fire suppression at this point right here. And it's, well, how far away is 6 inches? He doesn't want anybody getting within 3 inches of that entry. Yeah, anywhere around there. So he's basically firing right here into the entryway to make sure nobody can line up on him. It's within 6 inches, so there's no negative there. He's going to be hitting on 4s because he is firing suppression. He gets 2 suppression markers right there. I think these suppression markers go away, but again, this guy is going to be firing. Oh, you know, because he's not moving, he gets that extra shot. He's going to fire 4 times. He's only going to get 1. But that should be enough to keep Ray's head down. And they really need it now more than ever. So 1, 2, and then we got these 2 guys over here who are firing 6 shots at the guy who ducked back from the suppression. Now, they are not targeting him expressly because he's out of line of sight. They're only going to be hitting on the 6, but they do get that 1 suppression. So if he wants to stick his head out, he's going to have to make a save. Then we flip over the next card. It's going to be the red ace. And I think he's going to fire suppression with his pistol. He only gets 3 shots. You're dead. Stay down. He only gets 3 shots, but he does that. The suppression negates the range, so he's suppressing on 4s. And he's going to get 2 more on the door where Ray is. So this whole area here is just a killing zone. There's just bullets flying all over. And that may be an issue for getting our techs out. Nope, that door is the 3-inch mark. So they got, that's not bad, not bad. Red ace gets to go again, and I think those will stay until the end of the turn. Since he has the option to do so, I think that's about the best we can do, is right there. And then it's going to be, is that the last one? No, blackjacks get to go again, and these guys are going to have to pass a dedication check if they want to go into this, dive into this, which they don't. So what we're going to do is we're just going to leave them where they're at. You know what they could do, though? They could lay down some suppression here, but honestly, you know, it doesn't matter because the black ace gets to go next. I think the only thing left for this turn is that these guys, these three are the guys who are going to go, and then these suppression markers go bye-bye. Suppression markers go away at the end of the turn. So that means we have a little bit of stuff to do before we close out. These guys are going to move 2 inches to there, and then they can move another total of 7 inches. So I think we're going to move them into some kind of flanking position. That's 3, and then 4. They're going to come around here, staying out of line of sight of this guy. Oh, so we'll show you where they're at. So they're over here, and then this guy is going to take 3 shots. He's going to fire suppression, and he's only going to hit on 6s. Hey, he gets 2. So this guy has an issue, where when his activation comes up, he's going to have to make a dedication check if he wants to do anything. And the only thing he can do really is face the music, as I think he's probably going to be forced to hunker down. And wow, what a horrible, you know, the technicians, man. You know, I guess this is why the hacker known as Faux Urchin is so expensive, because it's really hard. And you know, you hire your hacks, your good nicks, your guys ain't so good. And then we'll cut the deck. Red jacks get to go. All right, so he's going to duck back to remove those suppression markers, and that's all he can do, is put his head down. Then we're going to throw some more suppression markers here and here. And we're going to get to roll 4 of each of those. We're hitting on 5s, so we get 1. And over here, we're going to be hitting on 5s, so we get 2. And I think that's it. We're down to just 3 red hats. No, we got these guys over here who are firing at that guy, and they get a total of 6 shots. No, they get a total of 8 shots that are going to be hitting on 7, or 4 shots on 6. And we're shooting for the range, 1 for the cover. Yeah, they're hitting on 6s. And I guess they should have fired suppression, because that did not work. Next up is going to be Black Joker. He's going to resolve the... Ooh. What can he do? 6 inches. He's going to order this guy, get in there. He's got to make a dedication check. On a 4 he does, so he takes the hit, and he's got to save on a 3 up, which he does. So he moves up to here, and then because he moved 3 inches, he's firing 3 shots at this guy who is close. He's going to be hitting on, so it's 5. Becomes a 6 because of the cover. I think that's it. So hitting on 6s. And he misses with all 3 shots. Ooh, probably should have suppressed, bro. And then the red ace is going to get to go. So he's going to... So we got 2 suppression on this guy. So basically, he's hunkered down. He says, hey, get in there, you idiots. Our ace now is going to move 3 inches to here. And then he's going to light up this guy with his pistol, hitting on 4s. He only moved 3 inches. He's within 6, so he's going to be hitting on 4s. 2 hits means this guy has to make 2 saves of 3 up, and he does. But 2 hits, I think because he's in the open, he has to make a dedication check, and his dedication is only a 4 up. So he doesn't care. He's just going to take the shots. He's pretty tough. All right, now our technicians get to go, and we're looking for... All right, they got the 3 activations, so they can now... If they can escape the table, they'll be in good shape. But it's going to be a little bit trickier because these guys, one of them is going to move over to here. Oh, you know what they're going to do? They're going to move 3 and 3. Then they're gonna jump over the fence, and we'll see how they do. And on 2s, the climb check means they climb it, and they may move up to 3 inches. So they're gonna slide out to here, having jumped over that fence. And I'll tell you why. They are thinking about cutting off the retreat for those technicians. Remember, they have to get off the board with that intel in order to win. And then he's going to fire 4 shots at this guy for suppression. Yeah, you know what? We're just going to roll, looking for 6s. Should have rolled suppression. Not a problem. Then this guy here is going to... he's got to kind of come back here to take cover, and then he's going to shoot at the ace, and that's going to be he moved. He is 6 inches away. There's no penalty there. He's hitting on 5s. Because he's in cover, he's hitting on 4s. All 3 of those are going to be misses. And I believe, nope, that's not it. We got another guy right here who is going to advance 6 inches. Oh boy, he's got to make a dedication check. I forgot about these suppression fires. He's willing to do it, but he's going to have to pass a couple of saves. And he failed one, so he goes down. But these suppression markers are gone now. So that might have been worth it. Blackjacks get to go again. He's going to... Oh, what is he going to do? Again, he's going to take 4 shots at the leader, and he's in cover, so he's looking for 6s. He didn't get any hits. These 2 guys now are going to advance 9 inches, 6 inches. We'll advance one of them to here. He has no line of sight on this guy. The other guy, he's got to go 1 inch to there, and then 8 inches. So again, he doesn't have line of sight, but he does, and he's going to take advantage. Oh, you know what? We got a guy over here. I think he probably got shot last time too. He's going to be shooting at this guy. He's got a total of, because he had to pop back out, he's only going to get 3 shots. That 6 is going to be a hit, and he's going to save. You know, I keep forgetting. Cover helps saves, not to hits. This is gonna, I want to redo this one, and I want to get it right from here on out, guys. It's just as easy to hit a guy in cover, but it's hard to hurt him. So if he shoots at this guy, he's still hitting on 6s, and when he gets the 1 hit, this guy saves on a 4-up instead. So that guy's okay. It's the same result. But man, why do I keep... I'm just so dialed into games where cover makes it harder to hit. It doesn't in this game. Forgive me. I think we need to roll this guy again. He's going to be shooting 4 shots at this guy, and he's hitting on 6s. So he does get the 1 hit, and then this guy saves on... he does not save. And I might have given him 2 shots, but I don't care because I've been doing it wrong this whole time. And also it makes it interesting because now we've got 3 guards that are guarding this way out. We've got a guard and a leader guarding this way out. So how are they going to escape? And then we have another guy over there who is also guarding. This game is still up for grabs. Let's see who gets the next chance. Red gets to go. He can order our boys to move. I think we're going to come 3 inches over to here. and we're going to unload with the pistol on this guy who does not get the benefit of cover. We got 2 shots looking for 4s. That's 1 hit. And then he's going to save on a 3-up, so he saves. Black Ace now gets to go, and he's going to... he can move 3 inches. Let's bring him around here. Oh, no. Oh, boy. He's going to open fire on this guy. Let's bring our camera into position so you can see what that firefight looks like. There is a red hat right here. And that's who he is shooting at. Now, because he had to come out, he's only going to get the 3 shots. He is at close range. He is hitting on 4s. And I think that's it. Hitting on 4s. So he gets 1 hit, and the red hat now is going to save on a 4-up. So red hat's okay. Next card. Queens get to go, and they are going to move quick. It's going to be 1 inch to the door, 2 inches down the hall, and then 3 inches to here. So if either one of these guys gets off the table, then the red hats have won again. That's 6 inches. You know, they got another 3 inches. Yeah, that's good. I think we're done with those guys. The black ace gets to go, and so he's going to... He's not suppressed. He's going to run down the hall. That's pretty much 4 inches of movement, and then he's going to light him up. He's going to take 2 shots. Does he have a pistol or a... No, he's got the submachine gun. So he's going to fire 3 shots at these guys right here. And he's going to get 2 hits. So, I did that wrong. Both of those hits are going on the technicians. No, you can divvy them up however you want. It's going to be 1 tech and 1 on the leader. The red one is going to be for the tech. We're going to protect DC. The nerd tech is going to have to make a save at 5 up for the red die and 4 up for the black. So 5 up for the red, 4 up for the black. This is not good because the ace has gone down. Now everybody has to make a dedication check or they immediately start to retreat. So I'm going to start over here with this guy. Dedication, these guys have a dedication of 5. So he fails. Stick around. DC, you're the only one brave enough to not turn tail, but I mean, you're running anyway, so what are you going to do? The 2 guys that are retreating up here are going to use all 9 inches of movement to get to the vent. And then these guys are going to use all 9 inches of movement to get off the board. And now it's just up to the technicians to just sprint. Red ace is already dead. So, okay, I was doing this wrong. That first check that we failed is for the entire team. They all start falling back in every activation, but you can still win. At the end of every turn, you make another dedication check, and if this is a 1 through 4, the red hats lose. All right, we got a 5, so the game is not over yet. Everybody's trying to get off the board, and the other question I have is, do you have to exit via the board you came in on? The scenario rules just say that you have to get off the board. So you also need to start making dedication checks when you lose half your force. So the first check is going to be our boys are just going to sprint. It's 1 inch to the door, and then it's 7 inches to the gate. So they're going to race over to here. And it all comes down to the timing. So the blackjacks now get to take some shots. He's going to slide on, and we've got this guy. And this guy can advance over to here. Anybody else? Yeah, he can move 6 inches to here. And then we might as well go ahead and run him over to there. So now we have to count up how many shots we're taking. The 3 short dice, and these are all hitting on, is it 5s? Yes. They're all hitting on 5s. That's a lot of 5s. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. No, wait a minute. The white dice are hitting on 6s. So all those 5s don't mean anything, right? Because the white dice, these 6 dice are at long range. These 3 dice are at short range, and they're hitting on 4s. So that's a total of 1 hit. And on a 1, 2, 3, it's going to be on DC. Sorry, DC, you got to make a save. And you fail. So DC goes down. The game's not over yet. Let's see whose turn is next. The Blackjacks get to go again, and that means we're going to have a whole lot more shots at these. It's going to be a total of 3, 6, 9, 12 shots. Colors don't matter on these dice. And we are all hitting on 5s. Are we hitting on 5s? Yes, we're hitting on 5s. So he's got to survive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots. He's not in any cover, so I got to roll 6 dice. And all of them have to come up 5s and 6s. That's not going to do it. So the game is over. I'm sorry, Internet. The Red Hats are not going to be able to make anime real. The Black Hats are going to sit on that technology. They're going to put it right back on the shelf with a 100-mile-an-hour carburetor. And we need to do a post-game sequence. All right. Here's our chart. On a 1 through 6, 6 is better. And we're going to roll, and we get a 1, which means double cross. The mission backfires, and the enemy gains 1 intel. Wait a second. I had to take the day off. I had to spend a night cuddling with my waifu pillow because I'm so disappointed that the Red Hats failed to make anime real. I'm kidding. That's for you guys. I'm not even into anime. I don't know why I do these things. Taking a look at the campaign, we have a situation where it's a little odd because in the campaign, the way you win the campaign is you roll your intel or less after a battle. So the Red Hats could roll a d6, and if they get a 1 through 5, they have a strategic victory. We play 1 more battle. On a 6, the initiative kicks back over to the Black Hats. However, because we roll on our special chart every time and the Black Hats won a scenario and then failed to get an intel out of it, I'm going to exercise host privileges, and I'm going to declare that the Black Hats now have the initiative. So they're going to be the attacker for once. And the mission they're doing is going to be mission number 3. And that is... I got to go backwards for that. Mission number 3 is going to be... espionage. Well, that's kind of what we just did. Important documents must be stolen. So now they're trying to get incriminating evidence, and we have to figure out what the target is. And on a 6, that target is going to be incriminating financial records, and it is currently, let's see where it's located, being flown out, play on the terminal board. So this time we have a small private airport that's controlled by the Red Hats, and the Black Hats have to break in, and what do they got to do? They have to break in and steal the target. So we kick back over to the airport board, which we've seen before. We'll set up a slightly different airport this time. And if we are playing Mission 3, place the aircraft in the middle of the board, right? So it'll look something like this. But the aircraft is in the middle of the board. Half the defenders team starts at the board. The rest are built at barracks off board. So what we'll do is we'll build 2 more forces. We'll build a security force out of the Red Hats, and we'll build a strike team. We'll probably use something like special forces or some kind of stronger, tougher force to be that strike team for Black Hats. Tune in a few days when we do that. Till next time, I'm praying for you.